So today we're going to be working on this 2007 Cadillac CTS 2.8. We're going to start off by loosening up the throttle body here. So we're going to take off this clamp right here, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 bolts that we're going to have to loosen up as well. And of course, we're going to start off by disconnecting this negative terminal on the battery. But once we do that, we should be able to move this up and get to all the spark plugs. All right, let's get it. Okay, so we went ahead and disconnected the battery. Now we're gonna get to these. Okay, so I'm having troubles reaching this bolt back here. I don't have a small enough wrench, so if you have that same issue, we're gonna have to take this off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts over here, and then there's a clip on this side you just slide in, and that bolt is a 7 mil, so you'll need a 7 millimeter, and then these are 10. So you're gonna have to take this off, 1, 2, and 3, and then this plastic piece should come off after that, and that should give us access to that. Okay, so as you can see, it is gone, and now we have access to this dang bolt that was hiding. And I'm gonna go ahead and untighten that finally. As you guys can see, I already took off the rest of them. Well, that one's hiding, but yeah, so I'm gonna untighten this, and we're gonna go ahead and get back to it. Okay, so just to clear it up, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but these are 10. That's a 10, and that would be a 10 as well. So now that we have all these bolts off up here, this should be able to move a little bit, which it is. We're gonna go ahead and start to move the bigger one, untighten the clamp, move this air duct out the way. Alrighty, so I went ahead and took it off. I have the manifold propped onto the duct itself to lift it up a little bit, and I'm gonna get started on these 3. I had to disconnect one of these vacuum lines right here, just so I could get access to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and start loosening up some of those bolts, and we should be good. Okay, so now all 3 of these bolts on the coils have been untightened with a 10 millimeter screw, or 10 millimeter nut, sorry. We're gonna go ahead and get started on releasing the tabs, and then we're gonna pull them out. Just for reference, that is how you pull out tabs. Pull out all the way. There it goes. That's it. I'm not sure if I was recording it, but yeah, you're gonna pull this out all the way to the left, and then you should hear a pop, and then you pull it out. Okay, so it's a 5/8 spark plug socket, and it should have a little rubber casing inside. And what you do is you just stick this in here, you feel where it's at, you unloosen it, and you start to pull it out. I do need both hands, so I'm gonna catch y'all later. Okay, so spark plug number 1, nice and worn out. We'll go ahead and get that thing changed out. We're good to go. Look at that discoloration. This thing's been through hell and back. Let's go ahead and get a new one in.
All right, so we just went ahead and replaced all the spark plugs and the coils. So we're gonna go ahead and just tighten them up and then repeat the process in reverse. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but the spark plugs, they have to be at torque down to 17 foot-pounds of torque. And if you don't have a torque wrench, all I can say is just don't over-tighten them. Just allow them to be hand tight, or I mean, you know, once it feels a little bit tight, that's a good indication that it's done. You don't have to over tighten it. So it's a quick and easy way to do that. Alrighty, and now we're just gonna go ahead and put everything back. And then we're good to go. So these, what you have to do, you squeeze the tab as you're pushing in, and you'll see it jump in, and once it's done, it's done. So again, you push in on both sides, and you're gonna hear it pop in. Once you hear that little pop, then you know you're good. There it goes. Cool. So now we have all 6 done. And again, we're gonna repeat the process. So we're gonna start putting these screws back in and tighten up the manifold, get the air duct back in, and we're good.